Ceramics is a very slow process and it can take you a year to make a pot. So I think when you go on different residencies to different places, or when you go and use different kilns, you have a different experience because of how the kiln fires. It sort of creates different ceramic outcomes, but it also creates a different experience of being there and of firing that kiln, which also kind of creates a sense of community. And it's meant to look like a lotus flower. So each kind of step up is like the petals of a lotus flower. And then
it does look like that, yeah.
A lotus flower is meant to represent strength because it's something strong that comes up from the mud of like ponds and lakes and rivers, but something that blooms into something beautiful. So this is meant to be coming from the mud that is clay and then blooming into something beautiful that is our collection. But we've used this glaze that represents kind of the river. So it's different, it's called Tide, this glaze. And it's the different kind of colours that you get in a river. So at County Hall Pottery, the Lotus collection that we're launching this Christmas has a glaze called Tide on it. And that is a quite electric blue and green glaze. And that is in the electric kiln, and it gives this very vibrant colour. But next year, we will launch a version of the Lotus range that we fire in the gas kiln, and it will have a more muted, more earthy tone to it. Taking the Lotus collection and doing a glaze that reacts well in a wood firing, and then having a limited edition version of the Lotus collection. And maybe we take it to a soda firing or a salt firing or different things.
And the gaba or
yes.
raku, maybe it's not really usable, but it would be really cool if we have like different type of firing, like salt or anagama. Or maybe in Japan with Japanese clay or Japanese kiln firing. That would be really cool.
So we can produce the Lotus collection in different places, the same shape, but different clays, different glazes. Heather has already begun her journey with ceramics, and she has just graduated this summer from the RCA, the Royal College of Art in London. So in a way, this residency with us is giving her an extra year to explore the themes and the knowledge that she'd begun exploring at her time at the RCA. Heather has gone to Oxfordshire Kilns for about 10 days in total. So Oxfordshire Kilns are based in kind of a forest, and part of the forestry management is taking the wood from the forests, logging them up, cutting them up, allowing new growth in the forests, and using this wood to fire the kilns that they have there. So it's a very circular process and a very symbiotic process between nature and the firings. These kind of firings create a community. You spend 3 days firing the kiln, so it's kind of like an animal that you have to constantly feed. So you're constantly pushing wood through, trying to get the temperature up. And if you leave it, the temperature will fall, and you'll have to spend hours to get it back up to that temperature. So it's very labor intensive. So again, you get this kind of community while firing these kilns. So Heather will have a period of time where she's asleep, a period of time where she's feeding the kiln, and a period of time where she's cooking. And there'll be different teams firing the kiln, and they'll rotate through these different processes, sort of feeding and looking after the team, firing the kiln, feeding the kiln, and sleeping and resting, getting ready to feed the kiln or feed the team. I think Heather will be tired when she comes back, and I'm excited to get back to our gas kiln and firing that and getting our collections through the firings and getting them ready to launch next year.